The announcement of this field hospital is just a sign of how this virus may continue to develop and the need to make sure that we have enough beds in the city. In fact, this hospital would add 250 intensive care unit beds altogether. This state field hospital will be an effort between the city and the state's Department of Health. We'll see setup starting today, actually, although Jacksonville Fire Rescue Department Chief Keith Powers said the hospitals here are not yet at capacity. Field hospitals like this are being set up across the state by the National Guard as precautionary measures. We also learned yesterday that the city is coordinating an effort to get thousands of face masks and bottles of hand sanitizer to 32 local medical facilities.
I'm in regular communication with them, with the leaders of the hospitals as our emergency operations center. I know that they're chasing supply chains, as are we.
The latest numbers we have show more than 300 tests have been done at the Prime Osborn testing site, while more than 560 have been done so far at the federal Lot J testing site. In Jacksonville, David Jones, First Coast News, on your side.